Hi, I'm Irving, and I'm an Adamaniac. It's a hot day in Gotham City where 5 lovely young ladies are preparing for the final round of competition in the annual Miss Galaxy contest. The contestants are from as far away as Iceland and the Canary Islands, but of course Miss Gotham City is also a finalist, because Gotham City is its own country, you see.
But what's this? Strangers are never allowed in the beauty queen's dressing room, let alone kidnappers, let alone him.
Sorry I can't take you all with me. Ladies.
4 guys with a net come in. They throw it over the contestant, pick her up, and carry her out. And everyone just stands there. No screaming, no running, no, does this mean I have a better chance of winning? Nothing. And did you see how the girl they carried out moved herself into the right position for him to pick her up? That's acting.
The leader was wearing what? A collar with jet nozzles? To keep his head cold? Of course. At once.
Jet nozzles to keep your head cold. Sounds like a good invention.
O'Hara is right on top of things as usual.
But there's just one man who might have invented it, Chief O'Hara. Just one man who can live in an environment 50 degrees below zero. And just one man who is likely to have kidnapped Miss Iceland.
Mr. Freeze, Miss Iceland. Sounds like a match made in heaven to me.
Shiver me timbers, Commissioner. You don't mean Mr. Freeze.
I do indeed, that cold-blooded, cold-hearted, calloused culprit.
That was a confusing concoction of concatenated Commissioner Carping.
Seems a pity on a day like this to call out the Cape Crusader.
What with those long sleeves and all, he'll be roasting.
Fair weather or foul, dog days or a monsoon, who else can we call in such a crisis?
Ghostbusters? Okay, that was too easy.
Commissioner!
I wonder if Batman will welcome the air conditioning. Wild.
Is there any security at the police building at all? It seems like anybody can go anywhere in that place and nobody questions it. Gordon is frozen solid instantly, while O'Hara stumbles around in a scene that goes on way too long. Fortunately, Gordon pushed the button on the bat phone before he froze.
Help!
Naturally, sir.
That doesn't sound unusual to Alfred. He's treating it like any other call.
Oh, Alfred, Mrs. Cooper was looking for you. Something about that reception she's planning tonight. Thank you, Alfred. Yes, Commissioner.
Help!
The Commissioner. I think he was trying to tell me something.
Let's go run it through the bat computer for an hour and see if we can decipher it. To the bat poles! Through the magic of reusable footage, they arrive at HQ and race inside.
Meanwhile, in an ice cream truck directly across the street,
Of course an ice cream truck. You expected what?
the sinister Mr. Freeze is plotting his next cold, calculating move.
So the Cape Crusaders have come to the rescue after all. That means the newspaper reporters won't be far behind. Wild.
Get used to him saying that. A lot. Way too much. It reaches the point of annoying quickly. I'm not sure why the writer put it in there, but he shouldn't have. That's Otto Preminger, by the way. He was a super famous movie director, probably best known for the 1959 film Anatomy of a Murder. I still would like to know how this show got so many huge names to take part. He's also our second Mr. Freeze. Excuse me, Freeze! Before the series is done, we'll have another one. Someday I may look into the story behind that, too. By the way, his 2 henchmen are named Chill and Shivers. Because, make your own joke.
Holy polar front! Yes, Boy Wonder. The Commissioner and Chief O'Hara are trapped in that office, with frost and snow and slush and ice pouring out all over.
Therefore, we have been standing here doing nothing, instead of trying to get in and save them. Batman blows the door with plastic explosive and they rush in to save the Commissioner and O'Hara. Wouldn't all that be more effective if you take him out of that freezing room, maybe outside into the blistering heat?
Darling Miss Iceland, soon I'll be able to make you much more comfortable. Then I'll start lowering the temperature in your lovely body. And you will learn how to love me.
I was joking when I said match made in heaven. I honestly did not know that was his plan.
To love me as much as most people will learn how to hate Batman.
I get a kick out of his accent. Batman. Sounds like the guy's coming up to the plate. Speaking of which, here's a nice little tidbit for you. At this time, Major League Baseball teams had bat boys, usually young guys whose job was to retrieve the bats after batters were done with them, help shag foul balls, all that good stuff. They wore uniforms just like the players and had the words Bat Boy on the back of their shirts. Well, it was bound to happen. As quick as this show became popular, at least one team changed the Bat Boy's uniform to read Batman. A phenomenon is born.
But why can't we find out what happened? Commissioner Gordon and Chief O'Hara nearly freeze to death in this office on the hottest day of the year, and nobody can or will give us any details whatsoever.
Please, gentlemen of the press. And this attractive young lady?
Nellie Majors, Gotham City Herald. As if you didn't know.
Yes, I believe you once interviewed my good friend millionaire Bruce Wayne.
Has this anything to do with the kidnapping of Miss Iceland today?
Miss Iceland kidnapped?
Holy hijack!
He didn't know. Nellie smells blood in the water.
And might it involve a certain arch criminal who escaped from the state penitentiary last week in an ice cream truck?
It just might, Nellie.
Yes, it's very possible Mr. Freeze has started another cold wave of terror.
Robin, since when do we make public accusations without strong, solid proof?
You mean like Gordon and O'Hara seeing him up there in the duct as he sprayed snow all over him? I don't know why they're trying to keep this quiet, but Batman is doing a lousy job of it. Nellie goes in for the kill.
Robin's indiscreet statement is strictly off the record.
Not off my record, Batman.
I'm sorry, Miss Majors. I certainly wasn't suggesting what your papers should or should not print. It's just that I feel...
That you're on a spot, Batman? Is that it? Oh, I know you're a well-known crime fighter and a local hero. But I've seen many heroes tarnished in the course of my career.
Gordon makes it worse by rising to Batman's defense, whereupon Nellie asks what the two of them are hiding from the public. Just then...
Where did you come from? Who ordered that?
A couple of guys down in the street sent it up. Paid off in advance. Nice present on a day like this.
Because any good reporter can see that's not a setup, yes sirree. It's just a coincidence that this damning thing appeared right while he was in the middle of a press conference, I'm sure. Nothing suspicious about that timing, nope. Now we know what kind of reporter Nellie is. Of course, all the other guys go along with her because she has boobs and they don't. Just like that, the entire press corps turns against Batman. Everyone in Gotham is an idiot. Batman tells Gordon to give the money to the Policeman's Relief Fund.
I certainly don't blame Miss Majors. A reporter's lot is not easy. Making exciting stories out of plain, average, everyday people like Robin and me.
In his lair, Mr. Freeze is reading Nellie's articles while he prepares his next move. Meanwhile, he's still working on Miss Iceland.
Well, the Caped Crusader is getting the works at last. Now we'll understand what it is like not to be loved. Now we'll feel hate for once. Hate. Like I feel hate.
You should feel hate. I certainly hate you.
But why, my darling Miss Iceland?
If he's planning on her being his wife, shouldn't he maybe find out what her real name is? It's also interesting to hear Miss Iceland speak perfect American English. That quickie course from Joe's Bar and Language courses sure paid off.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is this the dynamic duo?
We put on the costume like you said, Mr. Freeze. I'm Batman.
I'm Robin.
Why, from a distance even I couldn't tell the difference. Now this is my plan.
Freeze is the only villain who's ever gotten the idea to use fake Batmen to throw the city off. I've often wondered why more supercriminals don't do it. It'd be a quick way to render Batman and Robin fairly ineffective, because you'd never know if you were depending on the real ones or not. In the Batcave, the dynamic duo were waiting for the Bat Analyzer to sort out the information they've given it, and hopefully come up with a clue to what Freeze's next move will be. Its answer? More green ice. That's certainly helpful. Before Batman can scold it for being vague, Alfred reminds him that Bruce and Dick are hosting a party in less than an hour, and if they're late, Aunt Harriet will not be happy.
I even had the reflection pool dyed green.
Mrs. Cooper's a clever colleen, Bruce.
Yes. Who would have thought it? A wee bit of the Emerald Isle right outside of Gotham City.
Holy shamrocks. Emerald.
Also known among the criminal set as
Green ice.
And may I assume there's green ice floating in the punch bowl? Or is it real emeralds?
Stop. Don't move, anybody. Nobody move. What in the world is this?
Let's get him quick.
Patience, Dick Grayson.
You've all heard me, so no monkey business.
Who is he? How dare he come here and spoil our nice party?
Batman and Robin are one thing, but you've messed with Aunt Harriet. Prepare to be destroyed!
Maybe that special duty policeman.
I think the party's over.
That voice, it sounds exactly like the caterer who called suggesting the Irish motif.
I have some bad news. He's not a real caterer, so the food is horrible. He has his henchmen, who were posing as the waiters, take everybody's valuables, then orders them all into the pool.
I have never felt so indignant.
Or so helpless.
Oh, that's not true. You've been equally helpless lots of times. Once everybody is in the pool, he freezes the water with their feet in it, making green ice just like the machine predicted. Now Batman really needs to slap that computer and tell it to be more specific.
If only Batman and Robin were here.
Sure, and our only chance for salvation are the Cape Crusaders.
They must have heard us.
Yeah, they were standing just outside the light waiting for you to call them. They're vampire bats, so they can't spring into action until they're invited.
All right, Mr. Freeze. Give back those jewels or else.
Or what else?
You'll be sorry.
Well, that's intimidating. Freeze puts down his gun, falls to his knees, and bursts into tears. You know what the worst part is? The people are buying it. Even Gordon and O'Hara, who've seen Batman and Robin fight many times, believe they're suddenly these inept klutzes. I really think the Gotham City water supply is spiked with stupid juice.
Easy, Batman. You almost hit me.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Freeze. I'll be more careful next time.
The phony Batman and Robin are defeated and run off, leaving everyone in the pool feeling betrayed and abandoned. Of course, Nellie's rumors come up. Bruce and Dick are losing their minds trying to figure out how to fix this without revealing themselves and coming up with precisely zilch.
Merciful heavens.
Alfred, head down to the Batcave, out to the workshop and grab the blowtorch, would you? While they're standing there, Bruce and Dick could subtly suggest that maybe that Batman and Robin were phonies, but they're not that smart. They feel it's much more useful to stand there and mutter under their breath. With Nellie still on the warpath, they know they have to catch Freeze quickly and return all that stuff or their reputation has had it. The computer gives them a good possible location, and of course it's the right one. They head to the Frosty Freezy's factory, which adjoins the cold storage building where Freeze is hiding out. Unfortunately, one of Freeze's henchmen sees them arrive.
Gosh, Batman, dig those flavors. Lemon lime, orange, raspberry, pineapple.
Take your choice, boy wonder. Haven't you read the newspapers, Batman? Haven't you heard the stories? The public is fickle.
That's putting it mildly.
You are no longer the great hero of Gotham City. And soon, very soon, you'll be hated, despised like me. Wild.
Fight time!
Wild.
Look out, Robin. The freeze gun.
Whatever you do, don't move. It can't see you if you don't move.
So you wanted to outsmart me, hey? But you can't outsmart the machinery in this factory. And soon you'll be the first 2 human frosty freezes in history. Wild!
Can this be happening?
That wasn't nice. He really does have that accent. I was never quite sure about the other guy. We're still doing the revenge on Batman thing with Freeze's character, but Miss Iceland is a different twist. The storyline about his wife didn't come along until well after this, so the writers could take him pretty much anywhere they wanted to. Wanting the love of a woman actually humanizes him a little, however horribly he's going about finding it. But Miss Iceland really should consider his offer. I mean, there are lots of perks. For example, she hasn't had to change her makeup in days. It stayed exactly the same no matter what's going on, probably because it's frozen to her face. That's a time saver. And now the real question is, are Batman and Robin really pineapple and lime? And are they natural or artificial? Find out next time. I'm Irving, and I'm an Adamaniac.